Are we giving a Lebbie podcast exclusive?
Look, I want you to confess. I want you to confess,
all right? Look, I haven't even put it up on my own Instagram story or my TikTok.
You're hearing it here first, guys. You're hearing it here first. Give us the news, bro. Give us the juicy news.
RAMIS ANSARI is getting married.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Who's the lucky guy?
Don't you want to hug me?
Congratulations.
Congratulations, bro. Congratulations. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
It's been a while, guys. A lot has happened actually since our last podcast. Yeah. Prince Philip's dead. Oh, it's pretty sad.
Why are you going to start it off?
No, look. I didn't want to start it on a bad note, but like the memes, man, the memes. Like I couldn't. Did you see a lot of those memes of the Prince Philip? Look, it's a sad. Yeah, it's pretty messed up. It's pretty sad. But yeah, Queen Lizzie. You know, if you want someone,
you're looking for the glizzy?
If you're looking for a glizzy, you know, I'm right here. You know, like I seen your Tinder profile. I swiped right, and you haven't swiped right back. So, you know, I'm waiting for that. But yeah, even yeah. All right. On another note, Ramadan started as well. You know, we've been. How long are we now? We're almost 2 weeks into Ramadan.
2 weeks.
Well, probably 1 week. We're 1 week into Ramadan, and I'm already feeling like it's 2 weeks. How are you going with Ramadan?
Pretty good. Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah, I mean, look, for me, it's like I'm so hungry, right? Like all day, I'm starving. I come to eat.
I noticed.
It happened today.
Yeah, I'm getting more hungry than thirsty. I used to get more thirsty before, but now I get.
You know what?
Hungry.
I don't drink coffee. I'm like one of those people that can put my hand up and say I'm not like addicted to coffee because you know it's not a drug, but it's like if you get to a stage where you're so addicted to coffee that you get headaches if you don't have it, that's pretty much addicted. So I'm not addicted to coffee, but it's the water and it's just the food. Like when I get to iftar, right? I sit down. I'm starving. I have that date. I have a date. All right. Yeah. I have a lot of dates, but like in Ramadan, I have a certain type of date.
In Ramadan?
I have a date in Ramadan. And then after that, I'm like 2 bites in. I'm like so full, bro. I'm still bloated.
Yeah.
I'm still bloated from that.
Date is one of those small things that just make you full quick. And
yeah. It's got a lot of nutrients in it as well. Yeah. Stuff, yeah. But another thing that happened as well was the Vodafone, man. Anyone else that had Vodafone, pretty much like there was a day in the last 2 weeks where it just was a full outage.
Yeah.
Like literally no one had internet. The world was like flipping.
I was on lunchtime from work and I was like, I had my phone. I was sitting there. Because when I eat, my phone has to be right there and I have to be watching.
Why do you do that? I don't do that. Literally, this guy, when he eats, he puts his phone and he's sitting there watching YouTube. I just eat, bro. I just eat. Like I don't. It's not a habit for me. Like I don't need my phone when I'm eating. But like in other like scenarios, like I went to get a haircut, right? And the Vodafone was out, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, we're so reliant on our like phone and data and stuff.
What do you do, bro? When you eat, you just sit there and eat.
Literally,
you don't watch something.
No, I just eat, bro. It's like even when I went to the barber, I'm sitting there and I'm like going through my camera roll, bro. Who the fuck goes through their camera roll? And this guy was sitting next to me and he's looking at me going through my camera roll. I look like the biggest psycho. Because like, you know, unless you're in love with yourself, you don't go through your camera roll. But I had nothing else to do. And it's like the impact that had on everyone, man, like it's crazy. It was like I use my navigator to go to work, right? And I'm so dumb because I've been going to this same fucking workplace for the last 3 months. And I still use the navigator.
No, that's like me, but I use it just to know the quickest way.
Yeah, I mean,
I know the way, but I just want to know what gets me there quickest. Like
it's always better to know the quicker way, but I'm like, all right, shit, now I don't have my data. So I'm like, all right, hello, I got to go home and not use my navigator. It was a bit weird, but I was like, that's what made me realize that I was so reliant on this technology. Like, it's crazy. You know,
that's how we are now. It's just the age of the technology.
Yeah, well, that's what it is. That's another topic in itself. But yeah, one more thing I wanted to touch on before I wanted to get my guest on. I'm very excited for this guest actually. He's sitting there smiling at me right now. I can't wait to bring him on. But yeah, there was another point that I wanted to make about Ramadan. Why does everything, and I mean like everything, smell 100 times nicer at Ramadan than just normal days?
I noticed that as well. Like,
bro, this guy in my office was literally eating a tuna sandwich, and I'm sitting there. I'm like, oh, bro, that smells so good. You know what I mean?
Tuna over tuna.
Tuna, like tuna, something like tuna that I never crave when it's not Ramadan. Yeah. And I'm like, bro, it just smells so good.
That's like me with coffee. Like I could be a guy could be having a short black. I never have short black. Like, you won't see me get any like short black coffee or anything like that.
Yeah.
I always have cappuccino. But if a guy's having short black during Ramadan in front of me,
forget it. Even me, I don't drink coffee, but suddenly everyone in Ramadan, I feel like everyone just wants to go, you know, just drink water. It's like this guy never drank water in his life, and now he's drinking water in front of me. Like, we're far out, you know what I mean? And it's always the coffees. Like, you never see him drinking coffee on normal days, but then Ramadan's, that's it. They got the water. They got the water, you know what I mean? But yeah, I think it's time to introduce our guest on. You know, I've kept him waiting for a long time. I'm actually really excited for this one. You know what? I'm going to give him a bit of an intro. If you've been to any wedding in your life, you've definitely seen this man before. In fact, if they had a Guinness World Record for the most weddings attended over the span of a lifetime, this man would be crowned the champion. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, the king of Desi TikTok, actually the second best Desi TikToker, RAMIS ANSARI. Give him a clap, boys. Give him a clap. Yeah, how you going, bro? How are you? Good.
How you going, bro?
Very well. Beautiful introduction, but I think for best.
Yeah.
Did he give me second best or?
Second best. Look. To be
Bro, you
fair.
just got the guess. Why are you trying
No, look, listen. I'm closer to you now. Oh, by the way, you guys have probably noticed I've changed up the setting. All right. I'm sitting next to Ramis now, and I'm sitting to every guest that I get now because. Yeah.
Is this like the reason?
No, that's not the reason. I mean, it was more so if like someone fucks up, you know, just I'll give him a Jake Paul, you know, just
Nice.
like a quick overhand right, you know what I mean? But no, I definitely won't be doing this with this guest. I mean, maybe if he acts up, you know, just don't act up.
I won't
But like
act up,
if you don't
don't
act
worry.
up, you're fine. All right.
I'll be on my best behavior. Don't worry.
Yeah, no, look, how you going, man? Like, how you been?
Good. Everything's good.
Yeah, how's Ramadan been? You?
Alhamdulillah, it's been very good. You know, we've
Crazy.
got it easy. We can't complain, to be honest.
I think
Like what,
agree with
11
that as
hours,
well.
12 hours? It's not too
Nothing,
much,
bro.
bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then you got some boys complaining that, you know, there's people drinking water in front of them and they can't handle it.
I know.
There's people drinking coffee in front of them, they can't handle it. Like, what is this, bro? Like, I just don't like that mentality when some people have it. You
know,
know?
right,
Like,
But isn't that a
you don't
thing,
have
though?
that, though, yeah? You don't have
No,
that.
I don't have that.
Yeah,
No,
that's good,
I didn't
that's
talk about that
No,
right
we
before
can't
this.
do
But
that.
like,
That's good.
is that a thing though with you? Isn't it like when you're in the office? Because I know you work in an office, right? You're like, hey, you have a 9 to 5. You're not like, oh yeah, I make TikToks and I just go home and do fuck all, you know?
Exactly.
But like you have that 9 to 5, and don't you realize that a lot of people are drinking more coffee, or is it just me, bro? I don't know.
Look, to be honest, when I go to my work, I'm doing work. You know, I'm not looking around while
Oh,
people
come
are
on,
consuming.
bro.
I'm not seeing what Stacey's putting down her mouth, what
Bro,
Jonathan's
there's
putting down
there's
his
no
mouth. You know, I'm here to do my work. I'm gonna do my work. You know.
Why Stacey? Oh, who's Stacey? All right,
Stacey's
guys,
down her mouth.
guys, we have a big announcement. We have a big announcement, so stay tuned in this podcast.
Yeah, that's towards the end. That's
Yeah,
towards
that's
the end.
towards and Ramis has not that we've put that as the title or anything, but Ramis has a big.
Oh,
big
they already know.
Oh, they don't know, but it's going to be a big part of the podcast.
Okay, fair
all right?
enough. I
You know,
get it, I
like,
get it. I understand.
yeah, thanks for coming on, bro.
It's a
you know,
pleasure.
for those of you that don't know, me and Ramis actually have a few mutual friends. So we got Azim and we got Taha. They're actually sitting right there now. We've got a big crowd today.
Not the best mutual friends to have, but
yeah,
it'll
not
do,
really.
it'll
I
do,
mean,
yeah.
Azim alright, but Taha, I don't know about him. You know,
We can get rid of them now that they've introduced
You know
us
what?
to each
Fuck
other.
it. You're my new
You
best
know,
friend.
we don't need them. Boys, you can see yourself out right now. Thank you very much.
Boys, you know, you've
crowd.
had a good run. You've introduced the kings together.
That's
So
it,
you
you
know,
know?
like some.
Now it's just content from here on in.
That's
you know?
it,
We
boys.
don't need viewers.
Unless you have.
We've got tripods. We don't even need you to hold my phone anymore. Get out of here, bro.
We got tripods. We got a fucking
Ring
proper
lights,
setup
everything.
here, bro. Yeah, no, we have a few mutual friends, and I heard that you guys. I wanted to touch on this. I heard that you guys met at the gym, right, bro? Listen to this. When I go to the gym, I do my workout. I don't want to fucking see anyone, bro. I want to leave and get out and be as quick as possible. How the hell did you form a 3-way friendship at the gym?
Look,
I didn't get that.
To be honest, you're going to the gym to get your workout done
Yeah,
and dusted.
and leave.
We're going to the gym and we're not doing that workout. We don't want to be doing those workouts. That's
Right.
why people like us, we come together, we start talking. I see that Azim's on his phone. I see that Taha's not doing anything. You know, we just come,
As per usual.
combine together. It's the
clicked it.
Yeah, exactly. You click, you know, when you see
it, that's
people
right.
like that. So,
So,
nah.
who did you see first? Was it Azim or Taha?
Look, Azim, I've been seeing at the mosque since I was a little kid. Yeah, I've
Right,
always known
okay,
him at the
yeah,
mosque.
yeah, nice.
But I never approached him because I always thought that this guy looked a bit too halal for me. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Like, even though I was
second
at the
guy,
mosque.
bro, second guy.
Even though I was at the mosque, like I saw him, he was always smiling.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and when he sits down, he has that foot up. See
Yeah,
how some
yeah,
people
yeah.
have both their foot down? He has that foot up. So like when that foot is up,
Yeah.
you know shit's serious.
Shit's serious,
So
yeah,
like
yeah. He's-
I was
he's
like,
very
this
ready.
guy's too halal for me, yeah?
Yeah.
I didn't really speak to him too much. But then I saw him and my dad speaking. They became
Wait,
mates.
he was friends with your dad before
No,
you.
no, no,
Wait,
he's
what?
dad,
Sounds
he's
familiar. Sounds familiar.
No. His dad and my
Yeah.
dad became friends, or they knew each other, and they started
Oh,
clicking
right,
off.
okay.
And
Yeah,
then
so you
through
guys knew each
them, I came to know of Azim, and yeah, it turns out those don't let a what is it? Don't judge a book by its cover.
Don't judge a
This
book by its
man wasn't all that halal, yeah? He was on the same ratio as me. So like, just saying it. Just saying
Can I just say he's recording you right now and he's probably going to use it against you.
Now
I don't know why he's recording it.
Now he's deleting that footage. As soon
Nah,
as I expose him, he's deleting that footage now.
Hey, bro, you're using us for clout, bro. We charge, bro.
Bro,
We
it's
charge.
you using him for clout. If
Behind the
you're
scenes, though, he's taking
TikToks.
behind the scenes footage of the best podcast in the area. What do you expect, bro? What do you expect?
Second best podcast in the area.
What? Who's the first?
I don't know, but I'm sure there's somebody in the garage
Ah,
in
bro,
Dagestan doing a better
come
job.
on! Is this still about
If
Pahari?
you're gonna get the second best Desi TikTok
Hey,
creator,
listen,
then
bro.
you know.
Look,
Oh,
I
it
love
was
you,
good
bro.
having you,
I
bro.
love you. No, look, I love you as a you know, your TikToks are amazing, bro. You're so entertaining. You have that energy.
Appreciate
But come
it.
on, Pahari, bro. He's so mysterious. He's so mysterious.
Bahari Kawa is on a different league, but you know, we can all inspire to be something like that. Even I can go, in the ancient times of Uruguayan people, there was
That's
a
actually how he talks.
civilization
Yeah.
of Lebanese. Like, nah, Bahari Kawa, no disrespect to him. This
Yeah.
guy is the king of not even Desi TikTok, in general, Australian
Honestly,
TikTok.
I think he is.
Australian
Yeah.
Tik-
I think
This
he
man's
is.
preaching. Me and you, we're not teaching the public anything, you know?
We're just teaching them Lebos and Aussies.
We're just making them laugh, but he's teaching the youth. So
Oh,
that
100%.
man's doing a brilliant
You
job.
know what?
Respect.
The guy, I feel like he stitches things like the way he stitches videos. It's like this guy says like, water is not wet or something, and then he like stitches it and he talks for so long, and he's like, bro, it's not that deep. You know, like
He just
But
educates
he
you.
educates you
If
so much.
he was my history teacher, I swear to God, I would have been getting A's all around.
I thought you were gonna say something else, but like, if you've done anything to a history teacher before, but like,
I
it
don't
sounds
know.
like you were gonna say
Guys,
something else.
didn't you go to an Islamic school?
I
Like,
did, but like,
They didn't teach you much Islam then if you're thinking about your history teacher? Like that?
no, hey, listen, hey, we keep it halal here, boys. It's Ramadan as
Yeah,
well.
exactly. You got the sign
Alright,
up and
That's it, bro,
everything.
that's it.
You know what? I was gonna do another roast. By the way, this is a roast. This isn't a podcast.
Alright, go
I
for
forgot
it.
to let you know.
I'm
Ramis
all good with that.
I had a joke that I didn't say, but I was gonna say it, but I'll say it now. When we
it.
were talking about the Vodafone, I was gonna say,
Yeah, I had it coming.
I was gonna say,
I knew it.
I was gonna say, speaking of Vodafone, we have our
Yeah.
next guest, Ramis Ansari.
Well.
Sorry, bro. Look, I didn't want to do that dirty.
Oh yeah, add the Vodafone logos, yeah.
Speaking of 7-Eleven,
Alright, boys.
you stayed on, bro. All right, bro. This is already the funniest podcast straight up. I feel like we're gonna
It's the
have
banter. It's
I
the
feel like my
energy.
dimples are gonna be fucking. My face muscles are
What
gonna.
dimples, cuz? What dimples? There's nothing there. My dimples.
Nothing but a beard, bro. That's it.
I've got the dimples, bro. I've got the dimples. Anyway, I want to talk about the first time we met, which was literally like 2 weeks ago,
Yes,
2-3 weeks
very
ago. That was the
recent.
first time we met. And it was at a Clout party done by, why I say the Clout party is because it was done by the biggest
Before-
Clout chaser.
Yeah, before you go on, you know, TikTok branded this as a cringe party. So like,
Oh, yeah.
it was a cringe festival. Apparently
Apparently having fun with your friends is pretty cringy, guys. So don't have fun with your friends.
Guys
'cause
are
it's
so
fucking
cringe,
cringy,
bro.
alright? Look at these faces. Do we look cringe?
Now don't answer that. Don't answer that. Yeah, don't
Maybe,
answer.
maybe.
Don't answer
Stop typing that comment in backspace.
The comments flops. cringy. No, but I honestly, like, we met at this party, and I wanted to touch on this party. Veronica B, if you probably know who she is. Her merch is actually Clout Chaser.
Yes, it
so
is.
that pretty much explains who she is. And she threw this party for all these like TikTokers from the area, and not even just from the area. There was people that flew out from like different
Perth,
parts of Australia,
Brisbane,
Perth,
Melbourne.
Brisbane,
Everywhere.
and it was just so funny to like go there and just see everyone in person. It was
Yeah,
crazy.
it was. Now, but to be honest, I don't think people of TikTok will come to know of this because she doesn't herself tell them. But the reason she threw the party was very genuine and, you know, it was quite inspiring. Basically, her idea
100%.
was that she's been in contact with all of us creators for a while. We've all been seeing each other on each other's phones, For You pages, this and that. She's like, why not get together, you know,
100%.
share ideas, get to know each other. So, to be honest, a very, very good idea. It's just how people do networking corporate offices, you know, you go for
That's
drinks
right.
on
That's
right,
Friday
yeah.
night. So why can't creators do the same? So it was a
100%.
very well thought out idea. Everything ran pretty smoothly, you know. We got to meet a lot of good people.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it.
No, it was
thoroughly.
very good because
yeah.
the way she sort of set it out was she got not only like the area sort of TikTokers, like everyone said it was just, it was all Lebos and Arabs. There was people of different cultures as well.
100%.
It wasn't just the Arabs, it was predominantly Arabs, but like there was a lot of different like
But we're in
personalities.
Western Sydney. What do you expect?
Exactly,
You know? By
what do
this
you-
point, we're used to being surrounded by Arabs. So like, what do you
100%.
expect?
Like
you know?
I would say like one of my closest mates, Shamik, who's my Paki mate. I'd say he's Lebo wash, man. I'd say the bloke is actually
more
Lebo
Lebo
wash.
than you.
He's more Lebo than me.
I'm gonna take him under my wing and make him Desi fight
Gotta
again.
make
Don't
him
worry.
Desi again. Make Shamik Desi again. But yeah, no, this party was pretty interesting because I walked in and I was like, shit, I don't know these people. Like, I've never met anyone, and I respect all of them. You know, they're all amazing hearts, lovely people. But when you first walk in, you always have that. I have this little bit of social anxiety. You know,
It's
like,
always the first part.
you
gotta
it's
get
always like
past
the first
that,
part.
that first part.
And once I got in there, I'm like, if I get past the first part, I'll be fine. So I walk in and I'm like, I'm seeing him like pretty much. Me and him planned this out. We were like, we want to rock up at least 10 to 15 minutes late, so we don't look too desperate. You know what I mean?
Same.
So we're like,
I waited in the car park.
Yeah.
I was there, but I was in the car.
You know what's funny? We were driving to the event, and then I saw a car, and I was like, "Oh, that's Ramis in there." I swear
Oh,
I
you saw him?
Ramis.
Yeah.
No
He did
way,
say like
yeah.
Ramis. Yeah. But I didn't. Yeah, and then we walked in, and then I'm like. I was like, oh shit, you know, like I was just shaking people's hand. I'm like, hi, I'm Mahmoud. And then I got to Veronica, and then she's like, oh my god, I'm glad you made it. I'm like, yeah. And then I see Ramis, and I'm like, oh, Ramis. Like, even though we've never met, we just had that connection from the first. It was like love at first sight.
You know,
honestly, like,
you want to take this off air now?
No,
Like,
you're not trying to make a sus. That's Saha's job, but
I think it's because we have mutual friends. We've seen each other's content. We kind of like
That's what it
relate
is.
to each other's content. And you know, once you get to know people and you already have a preconceived idea how this person is going to be in real life.
100%.
And I kind of had that idea that, I'm going to get along with you really well.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I kind of hate you, but like...
I mean, I hate you too, but like we need the clout. I need the clout.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to act like friends for this podcast.
That's right.
And then we're not going to shake hands and we're going to go back
Oh,
home.
yeah, 100%.
So, but the party was good. The party was really good.
The party was great. Look, and there was a few parts in the party. There was a few people that surprised me, actually. I might make a few mentions here, right? Like, there was one of the main names. I'm dropping names, bro. I'm dropping
Am I going to be on
bombs.
TikTok drama? Like drama TikTok?
You're going to be on drama TikTok, all right?
I feel like Trisha.
I'm calling I'm calling out someone at the party. You know, we're gonna go 12 rounds, 10 ounce gloves. No, I'm joking. No, we're not about to do that. All right, but yeah, there was a few people that surprised me, and one of them was actually Mo Duwari. You know, I saw that guy, and if you guys have not seen him without the glasses,
They haven't.
Bro.
you haven't. He hasn't done a reveal. The guy, honestly, I was not expecting that. I'm gonna leave it at that because I don't want to give away too much. I haven't asked him, so I don't know how much I can talk about it. Taha,
Look,
you
all I
haven't
must
seen
say-
him. You don't know who he is. He's a sort.
Bro, all I must say is, you know, if I was maybe born in a different gender, different body, then I'm telling you right now,
maybe.
don't worry.
Mo Duwari.
What a guy. What a
Mate,
man.
Not trying
I
to be
will
sus,
worry.
but
He did make me worry. His name's Moe Duwari, and he did make me worry. Look, I'm not gonna lie. The guy he's a bit of a sort, man. He's a good sort, and he's just a different. It shocks me the way these people
Bro, he
have these
acts
different personalities.
Different characters.
Yeah.
You
They're
know?
different characters, man.
So
It's
much
like-
different.
Like me and you, we're the same. You see
Yeah.
us in person, we're the same as our videos. We're always the same.
Yeah.
I match this energy.
I feel like that's also part of our content as well, because I'm not
Yeah.
portraying a character and you're not portraying a character. Not saying that
That's
portraying
right.
a character is a bad thing.
No, it's not.
Because you could portray a character and do it so well that people think that you're that character in real
100%.
life. So that's like kudos to you that you've been able to portray that self so well
Yeah.
that, you know, people already think of you as that character throughout the whole time. But yeah,
100%.
so like a lot of people have that, and
Yeah.
then you meet him in real life and you're like, oh wow, you know?
Yeah, it's like
Very different.
I met like all these people, and I'm like used to their characters of like these like over the top, like, you know, area and this and that, and even when I met Shaq and Shaq, I bring him on the podcast a few weeks ago, and when I met him, they're very like articulated, different, and just very like. I don't know. It's good. It's good that they have their own personality, because I expect, like, for example, Moe Duwari, I met him. I expected him to be like, yeah, how you going, cuz? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this and that.
Straight
and
off
he's
the
a normal
bat.
guy.
Straight
He's
off
a
the
fucking
bat.
normal guy.
Yeah, he doesn't act
You know,
anything like in those videos.
Nah,
It's
not
like
at all.
totally
And
different.
he pretty much shocked me. But yeah, there was a few parts of that night. I wanted to ask you this, and I think I asked you before, but I didn't want to ruin it because I want to leave
Yeah,
for the
you didn't
podcast.
let me.
What was your
question.
favorite part of that party, the Clout party?
Bro, I don't know what you're expecting.
No.
as an
Listen.
answer. So I'm
It
just
doesn't.
gonna-
There's no right answer.
Are we talking about a moment or like the feeling?
Sort of like a moment, sort of like a time where everyone. I don't want to
There
give
was a
away
lot
too
of
much.
moments. So
There was a lot of moments, but there was one moment that really stood out for me.
All right, if we're talking about moments, like favorite thing about the party was obviously meeting all these creators.
Oh yeah,
That
100%.
was 100%.
That's the
moment.
Yeah.
Are we talking about Backstreet Boys?
Yes! Yes! I knew you were going to say that. Oh, fuck. I love that you said that. Because literally, who started that?
Tell me why.
Ain't nothing
that's it,
but
that's
a...
Wait, you're monetized now. You're gonna get demonetized. Copyright.
shit,
Copyright.
shit,
Copyright.
sorry. I'm not-
Change it.
I'm not
Mute
trying
it.
to
Our
get
voice is not that
demonetized.
good, bro.
We're gonna mute this. But straight out, I think that was my favorite part of the whole thing.
Vibes.
You know
Vibes.
why? Because it was just Ramis out of nowhere just started singing this like Backstreet Boys song by himself, and then I joined him. I was sitting next to
Yeah.
you, and then all of a sudden, Moe Duwari joins us, and then all of a sudden, Kareem,
joins
and then this person, and then that person,
it's
and
weird
that
to
person.
imagine.
room is
And the whole room's bloody
It's
singing
weird
it.
to
And I'm like,
imagine all these TikTokers.
it was
just
crazy,
singing
and
at
there's a
once.
lot of people. There's a lot of people that actually recorded that moment. I'm like,
and it
oh, I
went-
wish
it
I
went
recorded
pretty
it.
viral, you know,
It
it
went
went
pretty
really- it did
viral as
pretty
well.
good.
It was just a moment of just a bunch of friends. You want to call it cringy, whatever you want. But it was just a moment. If you were in that moment at that time, everyone was just singing along. Everyone was happy, and everyone was just like, it was just in sync. And then
was.
I didn't know that half the area has a great voice, an amazing voice.
Yeah,
because
Bro,
it was
the
like
amount
X
of people
Factor.
that can sing.
Bro, it turned
shout
into X
out.
Factor.
You know why? Because whilst me and you were getting Quran recitation lessons, these boys were getting singing lessons.
people
So
were
like,
getting singing
at the tweet is good, but their vocals are good.
About the halal life, brother.
No, listen, like, bro, literally, like, one person goes up, she starts singing, and I'm like, wow, she has an amazing voice, and we're all like recording and putting our phones and putting the flashlights
Yeah.
and everything. And then another person comes up, he sings great. Another person comes up, she sings. I'm like, bro, are they gonna call me out because I can't sing,
It
bro?
felt like X Factor at this
It
point.
felt
you
like
know?
X Factor. I'm like, yeah, I liked you singing, but you know the way you were standing. Was a bit... I was like, I was getting ready to judge him, bro. I was getting ready to like,
yes.
you know, push my chair, like flip it and then flip around.
That's the voice, not the X Factor, cuz.
That's the
Come on,
voice.
get with
Yeah.
reality TV show. Come
I
on,
don't really
man.
watch reality TV, bro. I used to back in school. Like me and my mates, we used to always watch like.
Yeah, we
X
can tell
Factor.
you only watch Super Wog the whole life. Yeah, that's why you're
Ah,
copying
look,
him.
listen,
That's why you're
hey,
copying
hey,
him.
all right,
Because you
all
only
right.
watch Super Wog for
Come
your
on,
entire
bro.
life. Yeah.
We can tell you only watched who's the Desi actor? Who's that guy that
No,
he
no,
looks
no,
up to?
no, no. Don't give him help, guys. Come on,
You
bro.
really go, yeah. No, but yeah. Speaking of Superwalk, bro, you clowned me a lot. You clowned me a lot in that party, bro, and I'm over it. All right, I'm over it. I cried myself to sleep that night and for the next 6 nights, but I'm over it, bro. But like, this is what Ramis will do, right? We had a lot of content, bro. There's a lot of people. So many people passed me their phones. I'll probably.
Look, I started that as well.
You started that
Yeah,
as well?
wallah.
No way.
I had this idea in my head that I was like, you know what? It'll be a good idea if I
Yeah.
like use people's like put internet personalities as the pass the phone challenge and give it to them. So my first one was I think I gave it to Brooklyn, who's known as Suklan.
Brooklyn.
And then from there she got the idea. Everyone, I was like, yeah, let's all do it. And then
Yeah,
next thing you know, it was like
Oh,
Apple going left,
Oh,
right,
it was
center,
crazy.
iPhones
So many
everywhere.
Bro, I took about 10 people's phones, no joke. And I didn't know where these videos were going.
This guy probably hacked about 7 of them.
Yeah,
He
I
did,
all
bro.
of
He did. And the funny thing is, one of the videos, Ramis took his phone, yeah? And then he gives me the phone and he's just like, just say hi. I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean just say hi? He's like, just say hi. So I'm like, where's this going? He's like, don't worry, you'll find out. And I'm like, oh, you know what? Fuck it. I just said hi. And then all of a sudden, fucking, the next day I get tagged in this video. It's like, oh, passing the phone to the budget superwalk. Passing the phone to this and that. And I'm like,
Bro, you
hi.
got
And I was so
clowned.
innocent. Bro, I looked so
That was a bad
innocent.
one.
Yeah, you
I was like,
did.
how dare you?
You're like, hi.
I'm like, hi.
That was a
I looked
violation.
so innocent, and this guy just passes me the phone. And then there was like so many people that had the same thing, and I'm like, oh, bro, it was like my whole For You page, and I'm like,
Straight
oh
out.
shit, I'm getting sick of my
Eh,
head.
Imagine being other people, you know? Imagine
Oh,
being
man.
other people and having
You
to
can
watch
sort
our
of see
faces.
why they said we're cringy, bro. 'cause-
You know, they see our faces on the daily anyway
Oh,
on the
man,
For You
that's-
page, and now
it's
they
kind
got to
of
see it
annoying.
from 7 different accounts.
Nah,
Oh,
it's
man.
kind of
Not a
annoying.
good look.
It's
We're
kind
sorry
of
for
annoying.
that, guys. We're sorry for that.
Yeah,
Apologies.
nah, look, sorry guys, look, sorry for having fun, you know, like it's a bit
Why
of
would
a...
you have fun? Why would you do that?
Yeah, look, but anyway, going on to the next topic, you're known for something, all right? Let's not ignore the
My
elephant
good
in the
looks.
room, all right? We're ignoring Taha.
This is
but
my
that's
good
different.
looks. Is that what I'm known for?
No, not you.
that's what
Oh, you just got violated.
Sorry, bro. Sorry. guys,
Shut
if
up,
you
you're
could
not on
see
the
who
podcast
he
for a
is.
reason. This doesn't have wide angle lens.
You're gonna need a freaking
Sorry, bro, no
double
wide
lens
angle
for
here.
that one, bro.
But yeah,
Personally, I would have taken it.
what I wanted to talk about, bro, you're known for something, all right? You're known for TikTok, you're known for YouTube, you're known for a lot of things. You have Alak Ansari, which I was going to plug about 50,000 times.
Thanks. We proudly bring you our sponsor for today's video,
Alak
Alak
Ansari.
Ansari. Make sure to shop at www.alakbayansari.com. Eid collection drop coming very soon. Essential collection nearly sold out. 20% off Ramadan sale. Ends 25th of April 2021. Thank you very
Bro,
much.
I am amazed. I am amazed.
He came, bro. He prepared that before you.
You prepared that in the mirror about 30 times.
Shout out, ever since I got the message you're about to be on the Lebbie podcast, I've been reciting that since
Oh
day
my
and
God.
night. That's it.
And that's why it's the best podcast scenario, guys. Like, who else gets...
Second best.
What? No, you got fucking... No, we're the best. We're the best.
I don't know because we're all better. We're better than all of them. So
We got DJ Khaled. But yeah, anyway, fuck, I've
Go
got
on,
to get
what
to
am
this
I known
point.
for? What am I known
You're
for?
known for weddings.
Weddings,
All
yes,
right?
weddings,
Listen,
weddings.
You're, bro, You have been to so many weddings, right?
Yes.
I don't even know where to take this topic because it's so broad. You know, like every time I open my TikTok, every time I open my Instagram, every time I open my YouTube, every time I open something, it's always Ramis at a wedding.
Me at a wedding.
What's the
can I
go?
do?
What's
Bro,
the go there?
People think I have a wedding decor business. People think I'm a hired MC.
Oh, bro.
They think I'm a paid dancer. Doesn't that just make me a male stripper? Bro, there is so many businesses that I've been affiliated with, and I wish that was the case because I'm attending
Right.
these weddings free.
Yep.
Actually, I'm paying. I'm giving gifts to the.
That's right, that's right.
groom and
It's
bride.
not like
so
he's
I
just-
wish I was a paid wedding attendant.
Paid wedding attender.
Yes, that
That's
one.
right.
But I'm not. It's just that the community is very tight. Like us Pakistanis, everyone knows each other, and everyone's at that age right now. I think that our dads like
It's
planned it.
like
you know?
the generation thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
You told me
exactly.
about
It's
it
the
a
whole
bit.
generation thing. So
Um,
like, we're all growing up around the same age, so people are getting married, and you know what? Everyone's inviting everyone else.
But like,
it's not just
I
me.
love how you're changing it up as well. Like I've seen your TikToks where you're like, "Oh, guys, I'm too sick to be at a wedding. I'm too sick." Achoo! And then he's at a wedding, and I'm like, "Fuck, that's so good. That's so smooth. That
Always, bro,
transition.
always at a
It was crazy." And I'm like, I look at the comments, and people are just like, I'm
Ow.
convinced this man is just a wedding guy. You're fucking, and you're just at every wedding, and everyone's asking the big question. The big question,
$1
right?
million question.
You're getting married, right? And you told me this before the podcast. And
Are we giving a Lebbie podcast exclusive?
look,
No
I
one's
want
told
you
this.
to
Gotta be
confess. I
something,
want
bro.
you to
There has to
confess,
be-
all right?
Look, I haven't even put it up on my own Instagram story or my TikTok.
You're hearing it here first, guys. You're hearing it here first. Give us the news, bro. Give us the juicy news.
Ramis Ansari is getting married.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Who's the lucky guy?
Don't you want to hug me?
All right,
Congratulations.
congratulations, bro. Congratulations. I'm so proud of you, bro. You've been to this many weddings. It's about time that we see the
Yeah.
wedding of the king himself.
Exactly.
Yeah,
you know?
emotional, bro.
I've got all these ideas, all these inspirations,
But
what not to do, what to do.
The question is, all right?
Yes.
You've been to so many weddings, so you have experience for weddings. You know
Yes.
how weddings run. You know what makes a good wedding. You know what makes a bad wedding. What's going to be at your wedding, bro? Like, I'm actually so curious to know because there's so many weddings. Like,
At this point, at my wedding, I'm just hoping I have a bride. Because what I just said...
I thought you would say groom, but like,
what I just said was clickbait. I'm not actually getting married.
oh shit,
come
guys,
on.
guys.
You didn't have to
I
say
mean,
that now.
We're gonna lose followers.
Inshallah, one day I'll get married, but
Right.
it's not, it hasn't been set in date. So right now, I
So
don't really care about
He's
the
just
wedding
hinting. He's still
preparations.
single, ready to mingle.
Yeah.
A lot of girls are relieved. They're like, oh my god, Ramis.
So yeah, at my wedding, I just want there to be a bride. You know, I just want there to be a bride there for me. That's
All right,
it.
all right.
at this
Speaking
point.
of the bride, okay, let's do a little bit of a segment. I usually do the segments later, all right, but I want to do a segment a bit early.
Oh shit.
Let's talk about your dream girl, okay?
Oh,
Because I
wow.
know there's plenty of girls on the
I
market
feel like
right
I'm
now.
the Bachelor.
You're the bachelor, bro. You're the Pakistani Brad Pitt. All right, you're the Pakistani Brad Pitt.
Whoa.
So what I want girls to understand is I want them to cancel each other out. All right? I want them to be like, oh no, I'm not the one for him. All right. So what's your ideal girl? All right.
Look, I'm gonna be honest. No cringy, no cheesy stuff.
All right.
I don't have a type.
Right.
Because I believe that to narrow someone down to a specific type is not fair. Everyone is unique and different in their own way. So for me
Right.
to be that bold and that brave enough to say that, yeah, my type of girl is only this particular type. That's BS. I have not met enough girls. I have not met enough people in my life to be able to
Yeah.
decipher which type of person is right for me. At the end of the day, bro, we have faith in our life that whatever's willed for us will happen.
100%.
We're meant to be with whoever we're meant to be. And that's predestined.
I agree.
So why stress? My type of girl is exactly who Allah chose for me, and I'll meet her one
100%.
day whenever it's right. Whenever
All right,
time's
bro.
right.
We know that, but
Yeah, blonde, blue eyes, and
that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. Oi, clickbait. That's it. We've got our intro. We've got our intro. Listen. No, listen. All right. So all right. You're saying it's all in Allah's will, which is 100% correct.
Correct.
But at the same time, bro, you narrow it down a little bit. You know, like you go towards a certain type. Okay, it could be. All right. Let me start with.
yeah.
Let me start by asking you. Would you want a girl within your culture, or would you not mind if she's within another culture? Because I know you're big on Desi, like
Yes.
culture and
Look,
Desi, whatever I don't know how to pronounce it.
honestly, look, I don't mind about her being from another culture. My own
Right.
sister's married outside of Pakistani culture, so like even my
Right.
family's cool with it. I'm cool with it, but if we're talking preferences, I feel like it'll be much more convenient. Not convenient, but like I'll be
I
more
agree.
comfortable with, somebody from my own culture. That doesn't necessarily mean Pakistani, because Indians are very alike, Bangladeshis are very alike. So like just somebody that understands that whole South Asian, even to be honest, I feel like with you boys, like Middle Eastern Arabs, us Desi,
We're sort of similar, man.
Similar. We have a lot of,
we were just like having dinner and Shamik, our another Pakistani friend, was saying like, this is similar to that, this is similar to that,
dish is
about
similar
the
to
food,
this
which
dish,
is
There's a
I
lot
didn't
of similar
understand,
food,
but
yeah.
like it was so much similar food.
The only thing I wouldn't compromise on is religion at the end of the day. Like,
Oh,
I just
100%.
want them to be part of the same religion I am.
That's right,
And when
yeah,
it comes
yeah.
to
Same with me,
culture,
yeah.
bro, it's calm. Because we're all born and brought up in Australia at the
It
end
is
of the day.
hard,
So, like,
yeah.
we do have that connection to our own culture from our own parents' side. But, like, it's not strong enough to decide that I'm only going to be marrying within this specific culture or this specific country.
Right, yeah, definitely. So you're saying you wouldn't mind if she's outside the culture, but a similar sort of culture. So
Yeah.
I'm narrowing it down, girls.
You said it.
You're watching it.
You said it. But yeah.
This guy, I'm getting towards his type. All right, so now what have we got so far? What have we got? We've got literally
have we got? It
similar
doesn't
culture, blonde hair, blue eyes.
No, that blonde hair, blue eyes.
All right, it's Ramadan, so we can't get into the body type. that's for another podcast. No, but I feel like with
Just not like Taha.
Yeah,
Anything but not like Taha's body.
not like Taha's
The
body
elephant
type.
in the
Sorry.
room again.
You're just a violation. Sorry, guys, we had to cut it out because Taha actually just left. Yeah, he ran off crying after after a bit of our teasing. We gotta take it easy on him.
Yeah,
a bit,
bullying's
the
not okay.
man's copped a lot.
It's
the man's
not
copped a
okay.
lot.
We apologize.
Yeah.
Do not cancel us, please.
100%. Don't cancel us, please.
Yeah.
Like, we're just getting started. But yeah, I wanted to talk about the Desi community for a bit, like the brown. Desi. All right, Mr. Lebo. Mr. Lebo knows more than me. But anyway, yeah, like the Desi.
You gotta cut that out.
Bro, I'm trying to.
Continue.
Bro, we're trying to get
I'm
monetized.
trying to get monetized, bro.
Bro, you've swore about 100 times already.
All right. But anyway, yeah, the Desi,
believe
the brown community, right?
Yeah.
You guys have a very close knit in
Yes.
Australia specifically because, man, I've always spoken to Shamik about this as well. It's like I get jealous, bro. I get jealous of your friend groups. Like I've seen your vlogs. I've seen some of the people's like Instagram stories. You guys have like shisha on the beach. You guys are going up in planes. You guys are doing this. Like, come on, man. What's the go there? Why is it
But
so...
I feel like it's the exact same with Arabs as well.
Bro,
you know?
we just go to shisha places and stare at each other and just fucking...
You just said shisha on a beach. Shisha at Brighton is your thing.
Exactly,
you
yeah.
just
No,
said
but
planes.
listen.
No.
Whoa. What the fuck?
No, but listen, you guys do
No, but like-
adventurous stuff though. Adventurous. We don't do adventurous stuff. You guys like...
Bro,
most
you boys do
adventure-
fishing at 3 a.m. You just go forward
alright,
driving, sand
fishing at
dunes.
3
That's what we do, bro.
Nah, I
I
feel
mean,
like
it's not the same though. You guys have like
Probably.
this... I think it's more so the connection between like the younger generation. That's what it is. It's like your sort of generation.
Yeah.
A lot of people just know each other. They're very like... Everyone just knows each other. and
I
connected.
feel like, and also I would like to credit it to TikTok, but I feel like people are becoming much more like culturally aware about their own like origins. Because growing up,
100%.
like being brown or being Pakistani, being Desi, it wasn't seen as cool. It wasn't seen as something that we prided ourselves on. Because there wasn't many of us. They had those negative stereotypes about us. So it wasn't like seen as like, a cool thing growing up. But now
100%.
through TikTok, you see all these representation in like, not so much mainstream media, but definitely like with social media content creators. There's so many of us now doing big things, So like you get much more like, it's much more acceptable and like to be yourself now. Like a lot of people have more pride in being Desi, in being brown. So that's why you're seeing the connections form. Me and my boys, for example, like all the boys that I hang around with, I only knew them like halfway through uni maybe. So like they weren't my
Not
boys
long,
growing up, Like they were the type of boys that I found later on in life when I became a bit more like culturally aware about myself. When I started to, really like get down to who I am and who I should belong with. People like that. So, I feel like going forward, it's gonna definitely evolve into a much, much better place for like people of my community, especially.
But you know what I like about your community as well, and what you do is you guys keep the culture. You don't sort of like, with your TikToks, you're sort of keeping the Desi, which we're going to get into and stuff, but you're sort of keeping the Desi culture within your TikToks. Like I know you do a lot of your TikToks speaking in Urdu or speaking in this or speaking in that. And that's good because I feel like people that get scared, like my dad and the older generation, they get scared that it's being filtered. All our culture, even with the Lebanese culture, it's being filtered and stuff. But with your sort of Desi culture, you're keeping that culture. I see you guys wear the kurta?
Yeah, the
you
kurta.
wear that, the
Woo!
white one, the black
Boy
one.
knows all the
whatever,
vocabulary. He's cultured. He's
No,
cultured.
listen. Sihiri.
Hey, Shamik, you're doing a good job.
We had iftari. We had this.
Oh!
I know a few words, all right? I know a few words. But yeah, no, like you guys keep the culture. And that's
That's also like like not in all cases, you know. It's not like
Yeah.
there's obviously groups of like Pakistani people or like Indian people or brown people that aren't so much like into their own culture, which is fine. It's a personal preference at the end of the day, you know. Like everyone's given the choice of whether you want to like participate within your own culture or not. Me and my boys and the people that you're seeing, you're hanging around with, we choose to do so because, you know, at the end of the day, it's something that we all have the same exact like feeling upon. Like we can all relate to it. We're all very similar in that sense. So it's something at the end of the day that it's a personal choice.
100%. I feel like if you hold on to your roots, I mean, when you get kids, right? When you get kids, do you want them to sort of branch out and be like fully whitewashed, which is, you want them to obviously, because they grew up in Australia, growing up in Australia, obviously your dad had a different, he wasn't like you basically, he didn't have, you know, all this stuff going for him and he wasn't living in a place like Australia where there's so much opportunity,
100%.
right? And your dad came from obviously overseas and it was hard. But you want your kids obviously to have the best life, but at the same time, you don't want them to forget their roots.
Yeah, it's key to, the most important thing I think is balance, because you don't want to just infiltrate and surround your children within your own culture, in your own community, because then they will never be able to interact with other people.
That's right.
Like, for example, if I was only kept within like Pakistani community, if I only had Pakistani friends, I would not be able to communicate with you as well as we are communicating right now. You know, like I can go outside, I can talk to people confidently, regardless of your color, your race, whatever, or your gender, I can talk to girls. But there's a lot of people that, especially even in your community, you'd feel that some people just get caged into like, you know, just Middle Eastern people or just Arab people or Desi people, and then they can't communicate with other people. I don't think that's right completely as well, you know. There should be a balance at the end of the day. You should be able to interact with people freely, but then also recognize who you are, where you come from, and hold that, you know, close to your heart.
100%, because in the work community, like I grew up as well in sort of like a community where it was like mainly Arabs, especially I went to an Arab school, you know, we learned Arabic, and it was very good to learn Arabic, to learn the religion and things like that. But it was sort of hard when I first went to uni because like I was meeting all these like different cultures and I'm like, how do I talk to you, bro? I don't know how to talk to you.
That's it. For a big part of my primary and high school life, early high school, I went to an all boys school. So like then I switched over to the later years of my high school into like a co-ed school. And then I found that switch so crazy. I was like, oh shit, girls.
Oh shit, girls.
How do I talk to them? You know, like what do I do?
Is that
What
a
do I
girl?
say?
Girls,
So like, but then I'm so grateful that I did make that switch, because then, you know, it gave me like communication skills. It gave me, it taught me how to talk to people, you know.
That's so important as well, knowing how to
Definitely.
communicate with people. It's something you have to learn. You just
And
have
as
to.
content
In the workplace
creators,
and everything.
you don't realize, but we're communicating to people constantly through our videos.
100%.
Communication is not just me and you talking
That's
face
right,
to face.
that's right, yeah.
Communication is anything you're portraying to another person for them to react to. Our
right.
videos are, in a sense, communication. When I put out something like heartfelt or meaningful, I'm trying to communicate to you an idea, a message. So like that's, at the end of the day, communication, we've said it 1,300 times on this podcast, but it's key. It's very
key,
important.
It's the future, basically. And the way we're communicating is becoming so rapid now. It's like you can just like post a video and put like your thoughts and it can just go viral. How fucking crazy. That's crazy. Every time I think about it,
Yeah,
I just think
crazy.
if 1 million people have seen your video, that's something that you've just put out from your room, literally
Yeah,
from your
exactly.
room, from your house. And 1 million people are seeing it. I still
can't-
can't wrap my head around
Yeah.
that
can't-
sort of
Because
concept.
before
hard.
social media, there was production teams for a movie to go out. There used to be
That's right.
scripts, directors, editors, even for a song. But now it's just a click of a button. Press record on that TikTok, and that's
That's right.
it. Press post, and you're out there.
And speaking of TikTok, how did you like? I want to get into sort of how you sort of shaped who you are today, because you seem like you've always been a funny guy. You seem like you've always had that energy. You've always been like the class clown, maybe in school and stuff like that. So how did you sort of get your start around getting onto social media?
Yeah. So obviously, yes, kind of like not blowing my own trumpet, but yeah, man was a bit funny and all that. But
man's
he
good
had,
with it, you know?
he had that humor.
Man's funny with it.
He was dry a lot of those times, though. You know, my humor
Right.
sometimes was ass, but like I
Yeah,
was that.
we've
class
all
guy.
been through that.
Yeah,
Develop it.
my whole thing was just to make people around me feel comfortable. Like regardless the situation, the setting, the environment, the people, I just want everyone to have a good time. And like I usually take that upon myself to make sure that if you two aren't talking right now, I'll try and interact with both of you. Even if I have to like sacrifice my own dignity at some stage, you know. If I have to like, not
Pull your
nothing like
pants down,
that.
mate.
Nothing like that. But like if I have to like be the butt of the joke, I'll do it. Yeah. If I have to look
Okay.
stupid, I'll do it.
Taha knows a lot about
If
that.
I have to pull my pants, I'm not gonna do that. But like, you know, all of that stuff. So
Yeah.
TikTok basically started. I think TikTok I started in August 2019. I think 2019. Yeah,
Right,
so maybe
wow, it's
2
been a
years
while.
ago.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
It's going to be 2 years
2
now.
years soon, yeah.
So my one was such a cliche beginning. I went to a Gary Vee conference. And
went to a Gary Vee conference?
And first time I
Wow.
my boys kind of pushed me into it. They're like, there's a guy, Gary V. He's doing a.
Where was he? In Australia?
Yeah, he was in Sydney. So he was doing
Wow,
a
I didn't even
conference
know about that.
around
I
July,
didn't know about
August.
that.
So
Right.
I never knew who Gary V was before then, and I only took that offer from my mates because it was a day off work.
So
I
what
like,
was
you
it?
know
Was it
what?
like a conference?
Yeah, so it was like I think it was done by, I can't remember the name of the company, but it was like a mental mindset. And they
Right.
had Grant Cardone on it. They had
Oh,
they had a couple
yeah.
big names on it, yeah? And I had no idea of any of them. Anyways, Gary Vee was the last act, the final act. So long story short, basically he talked and bragged about how TikTok is the new, it's the new platform. It's hot. Everyone has to be on it. Whether you're a creator, whether you're a business, jump on. And he just banged on about TikTok. And the whole time, everyone else was just talking about how to make money. And then this guy comes on and he's talking about empathy. He's talking about creating. He's talking about TikTok. I was like, this doesn't make sense with any of the other things that any of the other speakers spoke about. So I went home out of curiosity, out of boredom. I downloaded the app, spent maybe 4 or 5 hours scrolling, and I was on Australian TikTok. Made no sense to me. I was confused, yeah? I was like, what
weird,
is
yeah.
this,
Same
yeah?
for me.
I'm like, who do I follow? Who don't I follow? What do I like? What do I comment? So it was very weird. Next day, I kind of got the hang of it. I started seeing the same trend. I made a video, and I made a video just to test it out, just to test the waters, yeah? Because I was hearing all this virality. I was like, let's test it out. Made a video, did nothing. Made another video, did nothing. Made a third video, it reached like 80K views overnight.
Wow.
So and that third video, the first 2 videos were actually Australian targeted. And the third one, it was a trend, but I put my own spin onto it and made it a bit like brown.
What was it?
It was that you only became recent, so people that know TikTok for a while would know. But it was that
might
trend
not.
where it goes, you see that Paradise song by who is it? Yeah, what is it?
Coldplay.
You don't- No, not that one. It was like you don't know what you're missing out on, Paradise or something like that. It was like
Paradise. That's
yeah,
Justin
that
Bieber.
one.
That's
Justin
Justin
Bieber.
Bieber.
Justin Bieber. So that trend.
Oh,
it was
right, okay.
everyone,
I've
don't
seen
know-
that trend.
Yeah, you've if you've never dated a Turkish girl, you don't know what it's like, and then
Yeah.
you're missing out on Paradise.
Yeah.
So something along those lines. I made something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
And then that went viral, and then overnight, I kind of started realizing that, oh shit, this is actually, this is actually big. This actually has the
It's
platform
a
to
good
deliver.
platform
Yeah.
to start, yeah.
So and then I just started creating. I started every day. I was posting like 2-3 videos because I was just getting ideas. And because also I've had this characteristic where I've always sent Snapchats to my boys, to my friends. I've always made them funny. So I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I was using that same creativity, but on a wider platform. I told no one, none of my friends, none of my family. And my videos weren't doing good. I had that one video that I told you about, 80K views, and then none of them did good, yeah? They flopped for like 3-4 weeks. But I just fell in love with the creating process. I had like 7 followers and I had like 80 videos up. Like
Yeah.
some stupid ratio like
But-
that.
Sorry to cut you off, but was just before that, were you always wanting to like do videos?
Nah, not at all. Like I thought I was gonna be a chartered accountant for the rest of my life.
So you never in
Nine to
high school or
five.
anything had
Nah.
thoughts of like, I want
That's
to
interesting.
do videos. But
Nah,
that's
you know,
interesting.
you know why? Because I think the boys that are here that are from my culture can relate to this. But growing up in like a Desi household, you're not usually expected, or you're not usually taught to dream like that in a sense.
so
like,
it's like engineer, doctor. this
yeah,
and that.
exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
It's very,
That's
very
like the Arab
basic. Yeah,
community,
like
yeah.
It's like us, pretty much same.
Bro,
thing.
growing up and telling your parents you want to be an actor, my parents,
Oh,
alhamdulillah,
forget it.
like they're very, very accepting of what I do and what I
That's
want to
good.
do.
That's
but
the
like,
main thing.
you still never had that you never had that idea that I want to be an actor, I want to be a content creator, because it was never seen as a real career. It was never seen as something that you can get happiness or success out of.
Hmm.
But yeah, so I never had those ideas at all. I just know I wanted to make people laugh. And then
Right.
when this platform came out, for the first time I started creating, and I fell in love with creating. And then it just,
But that's what makes you fall in love with it. It's never because you're always on shit views. You got no money. You're not making any money. So what makes you fall in love with it is literally the people just making people laugh. That's what makes you
100%.
love it because
Look, and
satisfaction. You know,
the
it's like-
audience are smart enough to tell that who's in it for the money, who's in it for the clout,
100%,
who's in
yeah,
it
yeah.
for their passion.
Yep.
It's very, very easy to sort these
Definitely.
people out, sort these creators out. You don't need to have like some instinct or experience in social media. So I reckon if you're true and you're genuine to yourself, because I used to get DMs all the time, and I still do. How do you get famous on TikTok? How do you get big? How do you get that? I'm like,
There's
if
never
that's
like
your goal,
a step. It's just
Yeah.
no, but like
can't.
if that's your first question when you're trying to enter the content
Forget
creator
it.
space,
Yeah.
that how do I get famous and big? Like when you get fame, what's gonna happen? Like what benefit
That's
is that
right.
gonna provide to your life? So I've always
That's
told
right.
people that if that's your first priority, then forget about it.
Forget it,
It's not
yeah.
gonna work out. You might get 15 seconds of fame, but it's never gonna last for you. Unless you need to find a passion. You need to be curious enough to know exactly what drives you and why you wanna do that thing, you know?
100%.
So like, just I watched your podcast the other week with Shaq TV. How he was talking about he wanted to be an actor always.
That's right.
Even then,
that's
he
right.
didn't talk about clout. He didn't talk about money.
No.
He didn't talk about none of that. He just wanted
He
to
just
create
talked about
and,
his
you know,
love
be an
for
actor.
the art of acting.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
So it's very easy to spot those people out.
That's right,
And the
that's right.
ones that do make it, the ones that have longevity in their success are there because they want to create, because they want to do passion. All these big YouTubers, big YouTubers, they're all Vine creators at the end of the day.
Oh, that's where
none
they
of them,
started,
like
yeah,
you know,
100%.
none of them
Logan
were
Paul
daddy's
and-
boys
yeah.
or like just had the platform given to them. They all like came out of nowhere on Vine and now are the biggest YouTubers in the world. So like you have to have that passion for it.
Yeah, because what sort of motivates you to keep making videos? You know what I mean? It's just like you just got to have that passion and that love. You know, just,
100%.
and as you said, it's the satisfaction of making people. If you can change one, I remember I saw my first comment of someone saying, "You made my day."
Yeah.
And honestly, when you get a comment like that,
Yeah.
That makes your day.
that makes your day. Literally, it's like you're like, this is why I do this.
Yeah,
you literally look and you go, this is why I
Yeah.
make these videos.
I've had DMs where people have told me that, you know, like, you've got me through a rough stage out of my life.
There you
I've
go,
binged your
there you go.
videos.
That's
what
Like,
it's all about, yeah.
Last week, I had somebody that told me I've been in hospital for a week, but watching your videos is the only thing that's kept me entertained. I'm
Wow,
like,
there you
wow,
go,
you know,
like
like,
that's-
I'm not that good enough, you know. I don't
No,
deserve
you
that,
think
but like,
that? No, but that's
yeah.
funny. You think that? I was telling Moses this the other day. I'm like, bro, I'm just like, sometimes you just look back and think, like, you look at your views, you look at your comments, and you're just like, all these people are saying, oh, you know, you made my day. You made
Yeah.
it. And you just look at you. I'm just like, I'm just Mahmoud. You know,
Bro,
I'm
I
just
go on,
Ramis or
yeah,
just this
I
and
go on
that.
my
It's like-
For You page, and now they have this new feature on TikTok that when there's a video and that person follows you, it says follows you. Like
Yeah,
it says
yeah.
follows you on your For You page.
That's
and
right.
I'm coming across a couple of them and it says like, and it's making me laugh. And then I say follows you. I'm like, why? You're the one making me laugh. Why
That's
are you
right,
following
that's
me?
right. Yeah. I see
And I'm
that as
like,
well, I see
what
that
the?
as well.
It trips me
Yeah,
out.
yeah,
It trips
yeah.
me out.
It's so funny when you see that follow back and you like you see someone that's funny and then you click
Yeah.
on their name and then it says
Follow
follow
back,
back, and I'm
yeah.
like, what? You're follow, bro. I should be following you.
But it's
And then you follow him and then
I
it's
feel
like
like
crazy.
you'll never be able to wrap your head around it. Why other people find you entertaining or funny?
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
just
I personally,
something-
I look at my videos and I don't know why I don't find them funny. I don't know if you're the same, but it's like I maybe because it's me, maybe because it's my different like my humor. I don't know. I just don't-
I'll find my videos funny, but then I'll find other people's videos even funnier. I'll be like,
100%.
oh, that's
Yeah,
funny,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
that's really funny.
That's what it
Like
is.
at the end of the day, I still find my stuff funny because I've never put a video out where I feel like it's not funny because then
Right.
that's like ingenuine to me, to my followers, to whoever. So like, there's been, bro, I got drafts on drafts on drafts, but they'll never be uploaded because I don't find them funny. So like
Yeah.
I do whatever I do post, I do genuinely find it funny. But then I also watch people's videos as a audience, not a creator. So like when I watch your stuff, I'm not watching it as a creator because then you start thinking too much about the details, the fine details. Or he
That's
wore
right.
this wig, but not in that scene. But that scene
Yeah,
was
yeah,
it.
yeah.
But when you're watching it as an audience, you're like, this is funny. So like
Yeah,
I'd
that's
like
right.
to
That's
turn
true.
that switch
Are
on and
you
off.
are you a perfectionist? Because I know, like, when I'm with Moses and I got my sister, she records me, and it's like I'm like, oh, did you get that right? Did I say that right? Did I sound a bit cringy? Did I sound a bit this? You're always worried about like certain things, and do you think that as well? Like when you're
100%, yeah.
you're always like thinking about what other people are thinking. You never think about yourself.
Yeah, I think many creators are like that because at the end of the day, we're only given these few minutes, these few seconds to try and like portray that message, to try and
That's
hit
right.
that joke. It's like we all want to make it try and perfect, you know?
That's right.
Otherwise, and at the end of the day, bro, if you're not putting your 100% in, the audience, the algorithm, the platform, it'll pick that up, and you're not gonna get that
100%.
same reaction that you
Yeah.
could if it was 100% bang on.
That's right. Yeah.
You know
And-
what I feel like with TikTok is they solved that problem, which was simplicity. Because if you look at, for example, YouTube, you have to work to actually find the video you want to find that you want
And
to
you
find.
got your ads.
You
and
have to
gotta skip the
search.
ads,
You
yeah.
have to click on the video. You have to skip. But when they go on TikTok, it's just swipe, swipe, swipe,
Yeah,
swipe. You don't even have to
an
search
e-
for content.
It's probably the best usability as an app.
100%.
You know what I mean? Because it's so
definitely.
easy to save stuff, share stuff, and just like and follow. And I'm just surprised at how it's going because, as you mentioned, Vine before, Vine died. And a lot of these YouTubers made it from Vine, but then a lot of them obviously fell off as well. So
Yeah.
I was wondering if TikTok would be the same thing. What do you think about TikTok? Do you think it's going to stay? Or do you think it's going to be like another Vine and just die and people...
Look,
that
to
make
be-
it are going to make
To
it.
be honest, I've never ever given this enough thought. Where
Right,
I've,
okay.
where like a lot of people, like I try and preach, not preach, but like I try and tell people that, you know, you should jump on TikTok. It's still not late. It's still not late. Jump on. And their number one question is, but what happens if it dies tomorrow? But what happens if there's no stability? Bro,
you
to
do
be
think of
honest,
it though.
you should be using the platform whilst it's relevant. Don't worry about what's gonna happen in the next year, the next month, the next week. Whilst it's hot, use it, and then in that time, be able to transfer your audience over to like much more stable websites. Because like people that People that made it from Vine as YouTubers, whilst they were doing Vine, then they started their YouTube, then they started transferring people over. Come here. But the ones that thought that Vine's never gonna die, I'm just gonna keep Vine. I'm just gonna keep.
And
now
it just
they're
died.
gone
It's gone. Like it
all the big
completely fell
TikTokers
off.
from like LA, all these hype house members, all of that, they all got YouTube accounts and they're running that much more consistently.
I've seen that. I've seen like Bryce Hall.
Yeah, and
like
the
all these
Subway
guys.
guy, the Milad, he's like big on everything now. He's got
Yeah,
a million
yeah,
on
yeah.
YouTube.
So
Yeah,
at the
this-
end of the day, it doesn't matter if this platform stays or not. You've already cemented your name and your your audience, and now it's just a matter of selling them to come from one platform to the other.
Which is hard though. I feel like that
100%.
is very hard
That's
to
the
put
challenge.
your TikTok followers, because it's just a different platform. Like people on TikTok are not necessarily going to find, and a lot of people have that content, and I'm not going to say any names, but there's a lot of people that have content specifically for TikTok.
Yes.
You're not one of them, but there's people that have videos where if they put those same TikTok videos
It will
on
not
YouTube,
pop off.
it won't pop
Nah.
off because it's like short. It's just meant for
You know
TikTok.
what that is at the end of the day, bro? From a creator's point of view, that's just lazy. If you are not
Right.
able to transform that one piece of content into the different platforms, then you're being lazy. Because like I do it every now and then as well. I become lazy, but I'll upload the same TikTok on Instagram Reels. I'll upload it on like YouTube Shorts and this and that. But like I know purely in my head that if I did something different, it would be better. If I used
100%.
Instagram's fonts rather than TikTok's fonts, it'll do better on Reels. If I, make it landscape instead of horizontal on YouTube, it'll do better. So like there's certain things you can do. Like I'm seeing with your like clips from your podcast. This podcast is based for YouTube, but then you're using clips for TikTok. Imagine if you
Yeah.
put the whole part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, part 77 on your TikTok profile. Each single minute. That's not gonna bang, bro.
No, 100%.
That's not gonna bang. But use
We try and find what we try and do is to put this on TikTok. We try and find the best
Clips, that's
and then we
it.
put that on TikTok in hopes that
It
people would see that
drives
TikTok
people.
and be like, okay, this podcast looks interesting, so we might
Yeah.
go and check out his YouTube.
But-
Which is never the
Exactly,
case. Like all they do is like it and they go, oh, this
Yeah.
is so funny, but
Nah,
they never
I-
freaking click the button.
Click the button then. What are you doing? Click the button.
But you know what
You know
I feel
what I
like?
mean?
I feel like TikTok's built for people to be lazy. People don't want to go, oh,
It is.
click
It is
on-
a very lazy
click
app.
on YouTube.
And we're not
go
going
the
to shit
other-
on TikTok
watch the
users because
3-minute video.
they gave us a platform, so we're not
Nah,
shitting on
Tik-
TikTok users.
No, never
But-
would.
No,
Never
no.
would, you
Yeah,
know.
nah,
as a-
people
never.
have like
TikTok fam are
Yeah.
honestly love them to death. You know what I mean?
100%.
They're your supporters at the end of the day.
Yeah,
It's just-
exactly.
yeah.
And they gave me a platform. You've got
Gave
your
me a
platform,
platform as
and I
well.
know you've done YouTube as well. So you've started
Yes.
YouTube, and a lot of your content on YouTube is like in the form of vlogs.
Yeah.
I've noticed, which is a very tough.
It is.
I
It
feel like
is.
vlogging is very tough
It
to
is,
sort
it
of
is.
perfect.
Look, to be honest, my whole idea on YouTube was like I'll do skits because at the end of the day, I do majority of my TikTok stuff is comedic. It's skits.
Yeah,
It's
I've
relatable
noticed that.
videos.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll make skits on YouTube, and I tried that, and like it was doing alright. But then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna dive into vlogs because I realized I was watching a lot more vlogs than skits on YouTube.
Right.
Like I was watching, all these big vloggers from America and UK, Sidemen, KSI. They're not Chunks, Philly. They're not doing like. Skits. They're not doing like characters. They're doing vlogs. They're doing
They're
daily.
doing vlogs.
They're just funny people in life.
But
So I
it's
was like,
hard
you know
because
what?
they're
I'll
already
try.
established. Like that's
Exactly. And you know what? They have a benefit as well is that their content is their life. So they can base that around it. They can base their life around what content they want to show. I have to base my content around my life. So like if I'm going to a wedding, that's my content. But I can't like
Does that
throw-
stress you out? I've always wanted to ask this. Like, I've never spoke to a person that does vlogs about this, but like, let's say you're going to a wedding, right? And you're going to make content at that wedding. Doesn't that stress you out? And does that defeat the purpose of having fun at that wedding? Because you're constantly thinking, how am I going to make this shot? Is this shot going to be good on my vlog? Is this going to get this much views? Or is that playing in your mind? I know it definitely does, but like, does it affect?
Every now and then at the beginning it did because like your idea going into it is like I need to get this, I need to get that. But when you let go of that, it's a lot more easier. Like for example, like when I go to a wedding, I know for a fact that all right, my camera is recording, but I'm being myself. And like that at the end of the day is good enough to make it in the vlog. So I'm not trying to portray a character, I'm not trying to fake anything. And like I try not to like use my camera at all. Like I go home with a full battery at the end of the day because like
Right, okay.
I'm not using all my time recording, all my time vlogging. So I'll only do snips here and there, and my vlogs I like to keep it short anyway, so it works out at the end of the
It's
day.
always better to keep it short because
Yeah.
it's nice and sweet, you know what I mean? But yeah, so you, as you said, so you have that time obviously where you have your content creation, and then so what do? Do you like go to the wedding, right? You sit down and do what you'd normally do, and then you'd have like a certain period where you just take content, or do you take them bits and pieces.
I take it how it goes. Like I'll take it how the
Okay, so
night's
how it
going.
just
Yeah,
happens.
how the
Okay,
night's going.
which makes
like for
sense, yeah.
example, if Azim slips on the dance floor, that I'll pull
Yeah,
my
well,
camera
that's-
out. You know,
yeah,
like
pretty
if
much,
somebody,
yeah.
if Taha
someone
is
slips
having
over.
his third plate of food, I'm gonna record
100%.
that. So like you know what? It's
Another
just however
violation.
the night goes. However the night goes.
Yeah. Now, and that's another thing I want to talk to you about is like the numbers, right? Let's talk about the numbers, like the views, the likes, this and that. I know. It's people say don't look at the numbers, you know. Don't worry about the numbers. Worry about the content, which is easier to say than do.
Yeah.
I noticed myself, and Moses knows this as well. I fell into a bit of a loop lately, and I was like, this isn't getting views, so maybe I should stop doing it. Or you know, this is getting me views, but I don't like doing it, but I have to do it because I get the views.
Yeah.
How do you sort of deal with that? Do you look at it and say, you know, like what gets views is what I'm specifically going to stick to? Because I know you change it up.
Yeah.
And it still works for you.
Yeah, that's why you haven't been able to do an impersonation on me. What are you gonna impersonate?
I can't. Yeah, I've
there's
seen.
too much.
Literally, I've seen.
Now I like to switch it up, and like people say that now that you're in brown TikTok, do you only want to target them? I'm like, no, not necessarily. Yeah, I make Muslim related videos. I'll drop in Australian related content every now and then.
That's true.
So like, I don't like to narrow myself into a box, and I know at the end of the day that might hurt myself because if you're doing everything, then people don't know what to follow you for, you know. But if you're
That's
only
right.
doing one thing, then that'll drive that niche towards you. So I know I'm losing out on followers, but at the end of the day, I'm not losing out on like I'm happy at the end of the day with what
Satisfaction, yeah, that's right.
I'm creating. You know? If I have an idea, I want to create that. I don't care about how it's gonna do, how it's not gonna do. With the whole numbers thing, there was a period in time where I was getting like hella views for this series I had, yeah. And this series like something that I'm still
Did
known
you drag
for.
it on?
I dragged it on, yeah, and it was still getting views, and people were asking for more, and I was like, bro, I just have to cut it. I'm running out of ideas. I'm not feeling happy with it, and I cut it. I put an end to it, and that caused like a lot of people like, where did this series go? Why aren't you doing it anymore?
But you didn't want to be known just for that series.
Exactly,
That's the
100%.
thing. Yeah.
Because people were coming, like the series was a Mariam series, which if people have followed me for a while, they'll know about. Like that was the only.
Oh, is that
thing
the
I was
one where
doing
you
at.
like
I was doing a
you're engaged or
POV
something?
skit, yeah, where
Yeah,
I'm like
okay,
in an
yeah,
arranged
yeah, I think
marriage.
I've seen that.
So like people were coming up to me on the street and be like, oh, you're that Mariam guy, you're that Mariam
No
guy.
way.
So like they didn't know Ramis Ansari, but they knew Mariam.
Yeah,
so I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, I don't know how I feel about this now.
It's,
you know?
it's like me. People see me on the street. They're like, oh, that's Moe. My name's not even Moe.
Yeah.
Like, because I portray that Lebo character, they're
Yeah.
like, that's Moe. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm known for as well, which is like the Lebos and Aussie skits. So, you know, I sort of stick to that because
Yeah.
that's what's getting me the views at the moment. And that's what's like, people are enjoying that. And I'm doing it to make people laugh. So if they laugh at that, then that's what I'm going to do. But occasionally I change it up. Like you saw, I done the impersonations. I'm like, okay, that worked. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to show, because you want to showcase your talent as well, not with one sort of
100%.
avenue.
Yeah.
You want to branch out into other avenues. And it's
Definitely.
very hard in terms of like TikTok, in terms of YouTube. I mean, we started this podcast. I just rocked up to the like DJ store and I'm like, I bought these mics.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck it, I'm starting a podcast. And I
Beautiful.
started it and not knowing what's going to happen, how it's going to go. I just went for it.
That's how
You know what I
that's
mean?
how everyone should do anything they want to do in life.
100%.
Just go for it, you know?
Yeah.
Dive deep and just reach for it. You don't need to like have these plans, have these processes in place that I need to tick this off before I can do that, before I can do this. Because bro, if me and you a few months or a few years ago, if we were still thinking about, oh, I should probably, you know, get some acting lessons, or I should probably, you know, develop a bit more of a character before I start YouTube, TikTok, we would be doing nothing right now.
That's
still.
right, yeah,
It's
yeah.
that one click that, you know, like
You just gotta
stuff
go for
what
it.
people
You just
say.
gotta go through that first
Yeah,
step.
I'm just gonna try it. Who
That's
cares
right.
if
Like
fall?
I saw a photo. It said something like, if opportunity doesn't knock or something, build the door. If opportunity doesn't knock, build the door. Which is
Yeah.
basically build your own avenue. Which is what
100%.
happened with like these guys. We impersonated them. They're called Party Shirt. So basically, what they do is they do fact or cap, and they check if something's fact or cap.
Yeah, I think I've seen that one.
And
yeah.
what they said is they wanted to get into music, but they couldn't because they were waiting on these record labels saying, oh, you know, we'll let you know. So what they did, they just made their TikTok and got all these followers and
Yeah.
just hammered it, making all this content, pumping all this content, and just made themselves their own platform.
Exactly, 100%.
Which is what you have to do.
And social media allows all of us to do that.
Yeah.
If you got a funny idea, put it up. You
100%.
never know. You might be the
100%.
next Mahmoud. You know,
You might be the next Ramis.
I don't think you want to be that, but yeah.
The Lebbie. You know what? I'm
Lebbie.
going to get a big sign here. And I'm
Yeah,
gonna,
you
know those
should.
neon
Those
signs?
neon ones.
Yeah, I'm going to put the Lebbie.
Shout out. Get Veronica to give you a discount code or something. I swear she
I want
probably
to
has
bring
like
her on the
50%
podcast
off.
soon. I want to bring her on the podcast as well. What I wanted to touch on as well is we talked about something at the party and we briefly chatted about it, and it was something along the lines of like we have our own lives as well. Like we're not sitting there and just making TikToks, and people probably
100%.
saw our event and be like, these guys, you know, they're living the dream.
Yeah.
All they do is make videos, have a bunch of fun,
They don't
Yeah.
see the
sit
hard
together,
work.
and they don't see the hard work. And you the next day was grabbing a coffee at 9 a.m. and I saw
Yeah,
your Instagram
exactly.
story.
Like,
And
don't be fooled. This isn't our
don't be
life.
fooled.
Yeah.
This isn't our lives.
Like, and a lot of people will try and show it that to you. Like, a lot of these influencers will
That's
try
right.
and show you that, look how glamorous my life is.
And it's
I'm
never the
doing all
case.
these cool things. Bro, shut up. We know you're going to Macca's shift tomorrow at 9 p.m. You know,
That's
like,
right, that's
everyone's
right, that's right.
Everyone's grinding over here. So, like, I
That's
don't like
right.
to portray that fake life. Like, my followers know I work 9 to 5, 5 days a week. I help out my dad at his stores on the weekends. I'm starting this own alag business now. I'm studying as well. So, like, you're doing all these good things as well, like working full time as well. Like, people won't see that. And we don't need you to see that. We don't need you to recognize
nah,
that.
we're not like saying.
But like, we don't also fake it at the same
No,
time. Like,
exactly. It's not
we
like
don't hide it.
you're grabbing a
It's not all
latte at
sunshine
11 a.m. and
rainbows.
being like, oh, now I'm gonna go get some sun and sit on the
Yeah,
beach and whatever.
exactly, yeah.
No, you're going to your 9 to 5. You know,
Yeah.
you got
which everyone is like, you know, which you should also appreciate and respect. Like, so many other influencers are doing like proper jobs, like creators. I don't even like the word influencers, but all these
Creators,
creators are doing such like actual hardworking jobs, and then they're still in their after hours trying to make videos, trying to make people laugh. You know, that's a lot of effort. That takes a lot of like, you know, courage as well to be doing
and that's
that.
most
Sure,
of them.
yeah.
And you never see that. All you see is like them sitting in front of a camera for 5
Yeah,
minutes
100%.
and
You
just see
making
that
this
short
funny
video.
content.
Yeah.
And people sit there and be like, oh, you know, I don't think this was funny, or
Yeah.
you know, cringy, or this and that, or this and that.
Exactly.
Well,
All this guy
thanks
does is go to
thanks for
weddings,
your
you know?
input.
You know what?
User 2565 with 3 followers. Like, oh, what? You know, like
It's the same thing as like boxers and UFC fighters. People see them fight. Oh, he only fought for 30 seconds, 1 minute, but they don't see the 6 months before.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that's
The
right.
training,
Yeah.
the
And
extensive
get a big
training and
payout, but at
things
the
like
same time, all that training camp, that fight
Yeah,
camp. is like,
you want to have a boxing match?
You want to?
Why not?
Let's do it. Let's
organise
do
Shut
it.
up, you're like you see
Yeah,
all
yeah,
these
you know what?
YouTubers
Let's
get
sell
like
a fight. Let's sell a fight.
that's it.
I think we're both.
Shut you bring the Arab community, I bring the brown
the
community.
Desi. That's it. Yeah.
Let's have it.
Let's fucking set it up.
Oh,
What do you
should we
reckon?
face off right now? Let's go. Hey, is this the clickbait?
Hey, easy. If the people want to see the boxing match, we're gonna make it happen.
We'll
I'm
make it
telling you,
happen.
bro. We need because all these YouTubers overseas and stuff, they're all doing this boxing. And I gotta say, I like it,
100%.
man. I enjoy.
I like it too.
I
It's
like
gonna keep us fit. It's gonna keep us active.
Yeah.
You know, and it
Give
might
the people what they want to see.
100%.
You on the canvas. You on the canvas.
Might have to start some
You
fake
face
beef.
down on the canvas like Nate Robinson.
Brother, why is this? Why is this homebrand super world talking? Give me the real deal. I want to fight the
Why
real
is
deal.
this Bahari of fucking bush talking? No, alright, listen. Nah.
Bahari's gonna be in my corner. Just letting you know.
Oh, yeah.
He will
Well,
be in
Superboy's
my
gonna
corner.
be in my corner.
Are you sure, cuz?
Fuck, man, he's gonna be the everlasting. Brother,
Oh, no jump-ins allowed there,
Spaniard's
yeah?
gonna be in my.
I will not be part
I give up. I give up.
No, but yeah, I wanted to do a segment with you, and I think this is a really good segment, and it's very befitting for our guest today.
Really?
All right, as you can see, we've had a few segments. So, saying that this guy has been to a lot of weddings is an understatement. So we're going to actually test his knowledge of weddings and see how well he knows these weddings. All right. So we've got a bunch of photos, and we want to show him these photos of zoomed in shots in like weddings, and we want you to say if that's your wedding. Not your actual wedding. Because people,
Yeah, 'cause
girls
that
gonna
hasn't
jump
happened
now.
yet.
That hasn't happened yet. But is that a wedding that you've attended, or is it a random wedding from Google?
Hey, here's a good
Alright.
idea.
So
This might just be the second best podcast in the area.
second best?
I mean, the
Ah,
best.
come on.
Best,
the
best.
best. All right. Listen,
All right.
yeah, we got this photo here. Look very closely. Pay attention to it. All right. We'll bring it up on the screen so people can see as
Bro,
well.
this looks like a really nice setup, yeah?
It's a shame.
It's got a chandelier. All right.
It's got a
Typical thing in a busy
nice
wedding.
decor, like, you know,
That's
it's got
right.
that ancient vibe in the background, but
That's
that
right.
blue lighting in the background is throwing me off. So, like,
Take your time.
look,
There's no rush here. All right.
honestly, I think I've been to this wedding at Eden venues, and I think this is a wedding that I've been to, and I can even tell you what I wore. I think
What did
this
you
is
wear?
mine. My own Ansari blue kurta, 25% off
Wow.
for Ramadan right now. Make sure you cop it, you know.
Guys, give him a fucking-
www.alagbaansari.com.
That deserves honestly.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, no. I think I
Fuck the
did wear that
Alabans,
one.
sorry.
I think I did wear. I think this is mine, even though because I only.
Moses, what's the verdict? Drum roll.
What's? Yeah, it is.
One from one.
Yes.
All right, but it's gonna get harder, bro. It's gonna get harder. We started with an easy one, as per
Alright, let's
usual.
go. Yeah, you watch the podcast later on the Lebbie channel YouTube. Yeah, make sure to like, comment, share. Get them to 5,000 by the end of the year. I know that's their goal. So yeah, make sure to hit the subscribe button. If you're watching from my channels, make sure to show some love. Comment down below that you're watching this as a fan of RAMIS ANSARI and as a hater of Taha. Thank you very much.
I love how we chucked that in.
Don't worry, cuz they know you now.
Anyway, we got another one here. All right.
Ooh.
We got a nice setup. We got as per usual, we got a bit of a chandelier. We got some flowers. We got a nice sofa. You know, like people can
This
sit.
is throwing me off.
What do you
I've been
think?
to a lot of weddings
Look,
that have that same sofa.
Not necessarily. We're not trying to. Look, I'm not trying to throw you off. I'm not trying to. You know, it could be another wedding that you've been to. So we're not making it in order. Think of that. All right. You've got the lights there. You've got the flowers. You've got the candles.
Well, I think the candles. I don't think I've been to a wedding with candles on the floor like that. You know, like, bruv. People think I got my own wedding decor business, you know. So like, I gotta keep up with the decor. I think this is a wedding from Google Images.
And which
Google
no,
Image? Which resolution was it? What page of Google was
State
it
the
on?
URL. State the URL. HTTP.
HTTP.
Fine. You got us.
Google?
What time was that screenshot taken?
That screenshot would have been taken. We started at 8 p.m., probably 6 p.m. because you lot are lazy and last minute as hell.
No, this guy was actually last night.
Tuesday,
last-
8:50 p.m.
Appreciate that.
Tuesday, 8:50 p.m., which is similar time. But yeah,
two
good
from
on you,
two,
bro.
two
Two
from
from
two.
two. And we got. I can't click this phone.
click it. Fire out.
I can't. It's not clicking. Sorry, bro. But yeah, all right. We got this photo. All right.
That could be a random
This
shirt.
could be a random shirt. You got a blue kurta, all right? Yeah, we got a close-up of a blue kurta for the boys to know. And this could be your kurta from Alak
Yeah,
Ansari. Let's see how well you know your merch.
Look, to be honest, I don't think that is my kurta.
Okay, why?
And I'll tell you why. Because I'm capping. This is definitely my kurta. Blue kurta, standout kurta at alakbayansari.com. The quality on this thing, the fabric, you can see it from the Google image.
How can you
I'm
tell?
seeing the buttons. The buttons on this thing are impeccable. It
Oh
looking
my
beautiful. That's my chest right there. That's my nipple
This
right
guy
there
really
standing
is
there.
bulletproof,
This
isn't
is
he?
some high quality blue standout kurta. Make sure there's only size extra large I think left. But you don't want to miss out. Eid collection coming soon. That's definitely my kurta. Thank you very much, host.
You know what? That's all we got for today, guys. Was that mine? Honestly, that's all we got for today. I'm shaking your hand, and we're ending the podcast right now because I think that's the best way to end the podcast. All right.
Thank you very much.
Any last words? Because you just literally hammered this fucking segment.
All I'm gonna say is that if this gets enough love, we're gonna have a part 2, and I'm gonna
100%.
come.
Oh,
I'm
we
gonna
need to.
come with my own trivia to your podcast.
Oh,
alright? So
shiver me
make sure
timbers.
to like, comment, share, and ask for a
Subscribe.
part 2. Subscribe. We're trying to get these boys to 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year. All
We're
right.
trying to get there, guys. I think we can do it. We
I
get the
think
right
we can.
people. We get the right likes. We get the
Bro,
right.
what end of the year? We can make it happen by the end of Ramadan. Eid
Oh,
gift,
bro,
brother.
that's a
Eid
bit
gift.
ambitious,
Come
but
on.
let's do it. Let's fucking do it. I'm
be a
happy
good
with
gift.
that.
Nah,
But yeah, bro, it was a
definitely.
pleasure having you on.
It was lovely.
Absolute
Honestly,
legend.
Bro.
And guys, what you don't understand is that through TikTok, through these type of platforms, we've been able to establish friendships. We haven't just
100%.
built community bases and followers. We have so much love for you guys, but we also have love for each other as creators.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful for this. You know, like
I love you, bro.
Same.
But we're still boxing.
Oh wait, after we're
we're
still
still
boxing.
Yeah, we'll start some fake beef next week. Right now, I kind of like you.
I'll do it, Ben Askren.
I'll do a Jake Paul.
Oh wait, you want to get into that?
I nearly knocked him out.
Wait, was it rigged?
Do you think it's rigged? Just before we,
No, to be honest, I don't. I don't like Jake Paul, but I don't think it
I
was
mean,
rigged.
who does? But it's I don't
I don't
think
think
it's rigged as well.
bro, Ben Askren had a dad bod. Ben Askren, if you
Bro, he looked worse after
Bro,
after
anyone
the,
can
the
get knocked
weigh-ins,
out.
bro.
Anyone can get knocked out.
yeah, honestly, and at the end of the day, he got up real quick as well. He got knocked down, but he got up real quick.
That's
That
right.
that means if it was rigged, he would have stayed
It was
down.
just a good shot, man. If you
Yeah,
get caught, you get
honestly,
caught.
yeah.
I
fair
reckon it's
call.
not rigged.
So be aware of my right hand.
Yeah, definitely.
That's
My trainer's the same as Jake Paul, so you better watch out.
Well, my trainer's the same as Ben Askren.
Ben Askren, oh, then I win. He's
Shit.
69 million generated.
All right, guys, this was amazing. Loved it. Like, subscribe, share. I hope we get a lot of
Share.
Desi people watching this because
100%.
Yeah, we got the Desi King here.
If you're from my community, drop some comments. Let these Pagal Khusre know that these are the most. Well, I'm saying good things.
That
I'm
means
saying
legends, right? That means legends.
you say? Legends.
All right, legends.
Comment down.
What, how do you say it?
इन पागलों को कुछ नहीं पता क्या बोलने चाह रहे अबे पता नहीं कौन से लब्बों के शो में बैठा दिया इन दोनों का तो आईक्यू दोनों मिला के मेरे साथ भी नहीं आ सकता मुकाबला पता नहीं क्यों बकवास कर रहे हैं जब से 2 घंटे से मेरी बकवास कर रहे हैं पता नहीं क्यों मुझे बैठा दिया यहाँ बैठकर
Thanks, bro.
Yeah, so I just said this was the most amazing podcast
Thanks,
I've been
man.
on. This is a humbling experience, and
I
I'm
fucking
so
love this
grateful.
guy, bro.
I'm so grateful to be on
fucking
this.
love you.
Thanks.
Are you sure you
fucking
said
love
that?
All right, see you later.
Yalla, see ya, bye.